Hey guys, hope you're all having an awesome day. So we're gonna check in, see what messages we have from Spirit. The energy has been a little bit chaotic the last few days. There's been a lot of energy coming in, a lot of changes coming in, a lot of chaos, a lot of breaking down the old disruptions. So you might have a lot of different thoughts coming up, a lot of different emotions, even just energy in your body that doesn't necessarily kind of fit with what you're emotionally feeling and stuff. Random things coming up from inner child healing, trauma. Definitely I'm hearing like father and mother healing, so definitely stuff from your childhood and things. I'm also hearing like teenage years and even like young 20s and stuff like that, no matter what age you are right now. So there's a lot coming up. They're saying the dismantling is here, so I actually posted that almost a week ago about July being really significant for like destroying and bringing up all of these things that no longer serve us and really helping us get to the deep, subconscious, unconscious shit that we believe and that we live in to help us with releasing it. So there's definitely a lot of chaos going on. There's a lot of energy going on. There's a lot of like overwhelming. You might be feeling overwhelmed, kind of overworked, stressed, pressured, all of these things. So it's really important to like take care of yourself at this time. It's always important to take care of yourself, but it's really important to listen to what your body is needing. If you're needing more sleep, then sleep. I know there's sleep disturbances and issues, some like nightmares, some, vivid dreams going on, like feeling like you're sleeping, but you're not fully asleep. You're kind of like awake because you're doing some subconscious work. But just make sure you're taking some time, especially if you're going through this energy. I don't feel like everybody is, but a lot of people are right now. Make sure you're taking time for you. So whether that's even just taking a longer shower, taking a salt bath, going outside for a walk, even just doing some exercise, some body movement, dancing around, moving around, doing things like that. Not overworking yourself and overstressing yourself. You can also use, meditation is great for calming all that down, or trying to like listen to some binaural beats, essential oils, and like the diffuser to help kind of calm the senses down. Even they're saying just talking to other people and just helping get it out in the support, because sometimes just talking about it helps actually bring up what the issue is and all the thoughts and feelings and energies that maybe you're not fully understanding, and actually helps bring it out so you can kind of understand it in a different way. Communication is really big right now, they're saying. So really it's important to express your feelings and express yourself, but doing it in a healthy way. Like Spirit's saying like they're really trying to push the dynamics of change right now. So it's really like changing the way you're processing, the way you're handling situations, the way you're coping with things, and like learning how to bring balance into your life, like bring balance with your masculine, feminine, but also mind, body, spirit balance, letting go of things that don't serve you, learning how to accept things instead of trying to understand, control, and everything like that. Just learning how to be in the present moment and accept things rather than constantly worrying, anxiety, fears, all the future stuff. Like really kind of releasing all of these things, and also learning the depth of where these started. So I'm hearing like a lot of this is going to continue I'm seeing July 17th again. So it might be continuing until then. I'm not sure the significance with that date. I've been seeing that for like a few months, July 17th, July 27th being significant, but I just keep getting July 17th is pretty significant. I know the 7-7 portal was probably pretty like chaotic and tumultuous for a lot of people, with bringing a lot of energies up. It seems kind of to be like opposite end of the spectrum, where some people are really calm in these moments, and then there's a lot of chaos for other people in these moments. So it's almost just like, it's like one side of the seesaw is like calm right now, and then the other side's like this, and they're kind of going back and forth a little. But it feels like it's almost like people within your circle that you're helping or they're helping, and it's like going like this back and forth. So it could be different for everybody. But all right, let's check in and see what messages we got from Spirit. Just they're saying honor yourself and take care of yourself. Like self-care is so important right now. All right, what messages do we have? And a lot of inner child healing. I forgot if I said that or not. Hi, baby. Oh, okay, we got signs on the bottom. Oh, okay, they're saying old signs are coming back up. So it's almost just like, it was really weird the way the message just came through. It's almost like old signs you were seeing in the past, maybe like within the last year or so, where it was showing you something was coming forward, but then those signs completely stopped. and it's like they came in but they felt different this time, or they came in a different way or something, but it's like old signs coming back. So something you maybe saw from your past to show you something for the future, and now it's coming back up for some reason. They're saying just pay attention to the signs, because they're giving you messages of hope and inspiration for the future. They don't want you to focus on the future. They want you to focus on the now, but they want you to know that what you feel internally is true. So that's awesome. Okay, hold on, I'm going to read you the bottom of the card. Pay attention to the signs and spiritual guidance you're receiving. Repeating angel numbers, songs, and animals have a message. Spirit is trying to tell you something. Pay attention to your dreams. Soul mission, light worker, healing angels are with you. Okay, so we got shadows, confidence, understanding, and release. And actually what I'm getting is these two, it's like this. It's like in the middle and then the outside. So it's like you guys are having a lot of stuff that's coming up. Like I kind of told you this before, is like these subconscious, unconscious belief systems, ways of thinking, ways of living. And a lot of you guys are working through root, sacral, solar plexus chakra. Like you are working on some of the other chakras, but you're like really clearing energy from the lower ones, and especially your sacral chakra and solar plexus, where you don't feel good about yourself, where you're seeing where you didn't stand in your power, where you're seeing relationships and people that you allowed in your life that really didn't treat you right, that weren't for your highest good, where you're seeing where you're listening to the words of other people and living a belief system. I'm just hearing so much societal conditioning too. It's like you grew up and you saw the way society looked at certain people, certain things, certain beliefs, and it was like you were conditioned to conform almost because of fears, but it feels very subconscious. It doesn't really feel like you maybe understood this until more recently, or is going to be coming up for you. So this is really coming into your power. This is really also Spirit saying surrounding yourself with people who build you up, who are there to support you. And it's not to get outside validation from people, but it's okay to get outside validation from people. There's nothing wrong with that. And internalizing those beautiful things that people see in you that you don't see in yourself. And what I'm getting from Spirit is there's this really deep formation that is growing. And they're actually showing me the roots of a tree. This really deep formation that's growing, where even though you're maybe not allowing those words to actually sit in your body, and you're not fully feeling them the way you maybe feel hurtful energy or emotional stuff, like you are actually building the roots to this confidence and to understanding yourself and to deeply understanding yourself. Like a lot of you guys are going to have, I kind of talked about this before, but a lot of you are going to have some of these deep wounds and these subconscious, unconscious belief systems coming up to really understand yourself, to really honor all of the things that you've been through and all of the things that have happened and all of the things you have seen, and to realize your own strength, to realize that you have this beauty within you that you don't necessarily see, this light within you that you don't necessarily see, and to help you to have a true understanding of who you are at your core at a soul level. And a lot of you guys have been disconnected from, like in the void energy, where you're disconnected from your soul. You're not disconnected from your soul, but it feels like you're disconnected from your soul. It feels like you're not really getting spiritual guidance, even though you are. It's not strong like it used to be. And I've been talking about this. This kind of started in February. And what Spirit's saying to me is because they needed you to connect to the human part of you. They needed you to see things within the human part of you. You're not just a soul, you're also a human at the same time. And you're going through this experience as a human to grow your soul. In order for that to happen, sometimes you have to disconnect from that spiritual side to connect to the human side. And so a lot of you who are in that void energy and have been since February, and everything's chaotic and fucked up and you don't understand the path, all this random shit's coming up, you don't really understand it and stuff, you're actually growing in understanding, and you're actually really connecting to the human part of you and really growing this deep connection with yourself and other people if you're allowing yourself to be open. And so you're building this like internal structure within you, this like foundation within you. And even though everything's been breaking down, Spirit's showing me you've already been building this up. You just don't realize it. You'll realize it in a few months, maybe even like next year, but you'll start seeing it slowly and slowly and slowly. And when certain things trigger you, you're going to notice how they don't affect you the way they used to. Like where maybe you took what somebody said personal, or made you feel like not enough, or made you feel bad about yourself. And now you're like, that sucks, that hurts my feelings, but I realize that has nothing to do with me. And so you're going to start seeing that soon if you haven't. So we have shadows and we have release, and I'm going to read the cards to you. But this is really like seeing the bigger picture and deeper picture. And I'm hearing the Cancer new moon is going to bring a lot of emotions out and a lot of releasing. I'm seeing some of you guys having really emotional conversations. Some of you saying things that maybe you have wanted to say but haven't. And it could also be people saying things to you. It feels very positive. Some of you, it's like a releasing of old baggage and like old energy and old trauma through people now. Some of you, it's forming this emotional connection or this spiritual connection with somebody, and you having this really vulnerable conversation about your emotions and feelings with each other and your fears and like these deeper things. And I don't know, I feel like I'm going to cry about it. Like, yeah, it just feels like this very good thing. It's almost like through this conversation with this person or people, because it might be more than one person you talk to, it's going to release, and I'm just specifically hearing 15 to 16 years old. Some of you, it's going to be 17 to 18. These things from your past that are coming up or have been coming up is going to help you heal old relationships and old wounds and patterns. And what I'm seeing from Spirit is like that's going to open a new door, like a new beginning and a new opportunity for you with healthy, good relationships. Romantic, platonic, I'm hearing soulmates also. So it feels like a good thing. They're saying it might not show up right now, but like the energetic shift is showing up, the spiritual shift. And they're saying July 17th, July 27th again. So it could just be, what is this card on the top? Communication. Hold on. Something like the card sticking out. And I was like, I got to pull this card for some reason. Speak your truth. Say what you mean in a direct manner. Be honest with your communication. Messages from your spirit team. Incoming communications. Important calls or texts. So I told you before, like I even pulled the cards, like communications may be really important for you guys right now. Anyway, let me read you the shadows card. Trauma, healing, suffering, feeling hopeless, needing to heal inner child wounds. Don't ignore your emotions, facing your shadows, suppressions, addictions, facing your fear, and spiritual progression. And with that, we have the release, cleansing and releasing stuck energy, releasing energetic cords or emotional attachments, letting go of things that don't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. You will understand things at the right time. So if you notice, there's a lot of this going on. And like I said this at the beginning, so I feel like that just kind of validates the message they were giving me for you guys at the beginning. And I know it's like, it feels sometimes like a struggle. You know, you could be feeling like jittery, anxious, tired, nervous, worried, and it's because there's so much energy shifting and changing, and there's not really a full understanding. Hi, baby. There's not really a full understanding or clarity with it. You might have like little blips of information, but there's not really a full understanding or clarity. And I know for a lot of people who hold on to control to feel safe, like it's probably affecting you guys the most. So try your hardest when those emotions come up and those things come up. Like deep breathe through them. Try to not allow the thoughts to make you spiral. Excuse me. If the thoughts are making you spiral, try to go back to center and ask yourself what I need to do for myself in this present moment to help calm my energy down. Wow, that one just flew out. Disruption. No shit. All right, we got truth on the bottom. This is all about balance. I told you guys, this is seeing through illusions. This is really all about balance. We got the universe card. So we got 212, which is really interesting. We got 212 and 616. So if you notice, like the reflecting numbers. So some of you guys are definitely doing a lot of mirroring with somebody else to heal certain wounds and stuff like that. Oof, I don't know why I just got a ton of anxiety when I said that. So we got universe, movements, choices, decisions, material and spiritual prosperity, and disruption. Okay, they're going to have me read this stuff at the bottom. A lot of you guys are just getting hit with so much energy for choices. And a lot of you guys, I'm hearing stuck energy. You're feeling stuck. You're not really sure what you feel, what to do. You might be feeling one way, and then a few minutes later, you're feeling kind of another way. Spirit's saying your fears are kind of taking over at this point. Like a lot of you, the fears are coming up to be released, not to attach to an outcome, a person, a situation. Is coming up for you to acknowledge and release it, not for you to hold on to it and actually think that this is true. Okay, like because they're saying it's not truth. Your fear is a fear, it's not truth. it's valid because it's your fear, and that fear is a fear of yours for a reason, whether it's from this current life or past life shit. It's still a valid fear, but it doesn't mean validity is truth. You know, it's valid that you feel these emotions, that they're real to you, that they feel this powerful to you. And usually, again, those come from traumas. Those come from, you know, things you've seen or things that have happened to you. So they are valid, but it does not mean they're accurate. Okay. So there is definitely a lot of things coming up. I'm also hearing that spirit is just saying, like, we are pushing you guys to make big changes. So you might be seeing relationships fall apart that are not healthy. I don't know why I got a bunch of anxiety when I said that again. So some of you guys maybe have that fear of something falling apart. Spirit is saying, if you guys have a stable foundation, that's just not going to fall apart. Like, you're not that group. Like, it is almost like abandonment wounds getting triggered when I'm saying that for some reason. And I know, because I have the same, you know, wound that keeps getting triggered, which I'm trying actively to fucking heal. But one of the things with that is being patient with yourself, because it takes time, and it has to go in process. It's like an onion. Like, you have to do it layer by layer by layer by layer. It doesn't just, you know, snap at your fingers. So it's being patient with yourself as you are healing that. You know, that's not something that was your fault. You know, you didn't cause that abandonment wound. There's nothing you could have done to change it. There's nothing you could have done different. And so healing that takes time. It takes really unlearning all of the conditioning of unworthiness, undeserving, of all of the times you tried to fix that parent or that guardian or that situation where they left you. And some of them physically left you, some of them neglected you, some of them emotionally checked out on you, some of them did all of it, some of them didn't keep you safe, you know, things like that. So it's not holding yourself responsible for that, but also when you are having the wound come up, bringing awareness to it. And it's okay to ask for validation. That's something I've learned in the last few days, because I'm always like, nope, I don't want to get outside validation. I need to validate myself. It's okay to fucking ask for validation. It's okay to say, you know what? I'm feeling fucking insecure right now. Can you please just help me validate myself? It's okay. Don't rely on it, but it's okay to ask for it, okay? Like, it's okay to say, hey, you know what? I'm feeling like this. Can you just help me feel better? Like, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that and stuff. It's good to not rely on it, you know, and solely use that as a way to make yourself feel better. But it's okay when you're going through those struggles to just ask somebody for fucking validation and help. Like, nothing wrong with it, okay? If you're feeling insecure, just fucking ask. Like, it's okay. But yeah, it feels like a lot of pressure and changes and stuff, and Spirit is trying to help you have a new beginning and really release this. And they're saying to me February of next year to really bring these long-term manifestations in, and you're going to start seeing them because they're already coming in right now. They're just not fully there yet. So you're starting to build up the foundation for that manifestation now. But for some of you, yeah, it's not coming until around February of next year. So we got material and spiritual prosperity and disruption. So it's really interesting how we have the universe card, movements, choices, decisions, and then we have material and spiritual prosperity and disruption. It's like there's something where you're like seeing something that you want, but you're going back and forth with all these fears. You're going back and forth with all these thoughts, all the shadows, and you're releasing them. Even though it maybe doesn't feel like you're releasing it, even though it maybe feels like you're taking steps back, you're not. You're actually seeing things in a different perspective. You're seeing clarity. You're understanding more. You're learning. You're growing, and you're actually releasing it. And that's the whole point. So even if you're feeling in this like energy where you're like, I want this, I don't, I want this, I don't, I want this, but I want this, but this and this and this, just be okay with that. It's okay to just accept that you're fucking confused. It's okay to accept the energies coming up. It's okay to not know what the fuck you want. It's okay to not understand why the hell everything's coming up. You'll understand what was the card that it said? It says you'll understand everything in divine timing. So even though it's just like this chaotic shit, like you will understand it. But they're saying in the next few days that energy is going to calm down. They're like, it's like it hits you and then it goes away, and it hits you and it goes away. Just they're really trying to help you clear so much shit. Like, this is like that big boom. And if you go on my Instagram or Facebook, I posted this a few days ago, maybe 5-6 days ago, like within the first few days of July, talking about what was happening in July. So, okay, we have heart chakra, choose wisely, light and balance. Man, I don't know what is going on in this reading. I just feel all this anxiety and energy in my stomach right now. So I don't know if this is collective, it doesn't feel like my own. I don't know if it's like collective energy or the energy you guys are maybe feeling as I'm doing the reading or what. It only kind of started hitting me when I was doing the reading. So I'm wondering, sometimes that happens where I'll do the reading and I can feel their people's shit as I'm doing it, where they're like, oh my God, and they start feeling anxious when I say something. Like I could sometimes feel when people get triggered in readings, obviously before. Time's an illusion, so I always say that to people and they're like, I knew, like I'll do a fucking video reading, like tarot reading for somebody. I'm like, oh my God, I could feel your anxiety as soon as they're like, fuck, I felt the anxiety like right before you said that. Because time isn't real. It's hard to understand the concept, but it's not real. We got heart chakra and choose wisely. Some of you guys are saying something about timelines and fears around visions you've had or things like that. They're saying trust. Trust, you know, internally. Even if you're not connected to your soul energy right now, trust, because you know things that you know, even when everything outside of it doesn't look that way. Trust. Okay, we got heart chakra and choose wisely. Look at all these choices. Like, it's craziness how much we're getting the choices. And I told you balance is coming. And look, we got the balance card to end it. Okay, they're having me do the middles again. Hold on. They want you to open yourself up. Stop trying to figure out the outcome. Stop trying to figure out about making a decision right now. You don't need to. Just open yourself up to all possibilities at this point and release control. That's it. That's all they're saying. It's going to bring you more peace and happiness. See that anxiety feeling just like randomly went away. It's going to bring you more peace and happiness. It's going to bring you more calmness. Try to find inner balance and just open yourself up. And if you notice, all the hands are like kind of opening and all this stuff, and she's kind of reaching to the light. This is like the Sun card, which is like one of the happiest cards. So it's like, this also feels like the masculine feminine, where the masculine's kind of internally going within and the feminine is more so coming back to the optimism or coming back to the hopeful energy and state of mind. And somehow this is going to help with union and balance in your relationship if you're in one, or if you're not in one, possibly one that's coming for you or that you've kind of already reconnected with. So there's definitely something with balance. And yeah, we have heart chakra and balance on the outside of this, but open yourself to all possibilities. Don't hold on to things, and realize that beautiful, positive things are actually coming out of this. They're very specifically stressing you do not need to make a decision or choice now, because your shit is going like this so much, or like this so much, like seesaw, disruption, like this, that you don't need to make a choice. It's going to align, and when the energy calms down, you're going to know exactly. Some of you won't even need to make a choice, because something's going to just come in for you like this, like a surprise. It's just going to come in for you. I think I talked about this a few days ago in the last reading. It's just going to kind of come out of the blue, very unexpected for you in a really positive way. And there's no choice. You're just going to internally know. And it feels like that's when you're going to come out of the void energy, like, and then you're going to start feeling like that good spiritual guidance, soul connection again. Oh God, I can't wait. Oh my God, I cannot wait. All right, 411 too. I love this. Some of you guys are really working through balancing and learning to come out of your head and into your heart. So a lot of the overthinking, the worrying, the fears, the anxiety, the overwhelming, emotional, all that stuff is coming into balance for you to come from your heart, for you to release all these fears and all these traumas. All I just keep hearing is like releasing all these traumas, releasing the past, releasing all this stuff, so you can actually come to your heart. Because once you release all that and you don't have all these fears and conditionings from your trauma and your past and stuff, you can actually come from your heart. You can come from your truth. You know, I don't know why I need to say this, but it's like, you can see stuff with somebody, right? Where you're like, maybe I don't trust them because I've seen this behavior, I've seen this, and you know, whatever. And it reminds you of an old pattern with an ex or with a parent or both or friends or, you know, whatever that situation is. But internally, you know that you can trust this person. Like, this person would never do anything to hurt you. This person always has like the best intentions for you. But then the fear comes up because of your trauma from your past, because this person cheated, because this person lied, because of all of this. And then you get into the overthinking fear thoughts, and then you react out of ego, right? When you come from your heart, there's this internal trust with certain people. Like, you know, I can trust this person or I can't trust this person. No matter what they say or behaviors, You intuitively know if you can trust somebody or not. And if you think back at anybody that you haven't trusted from the very beginning, it's always been proven right not to trust them. But anybody you have trusted from the beginning has always proven right that they're trustworthy, that they stick around, they're stable, and they're there for you. So Spirit is saying like a lot of you are working on coming from your heart center and not from your ego, not from fears, not from reaction, not from trauma. Like, and you're really balancing this. And I'm just hearing balancing of masculine and feminine energy, but balancing your heart and your soul from your ego and your mind right now. So yeah, there's a lot going on. If you cannot tell, I'm getting so many downloads right now. So many downloads. The energy just keeps shifting. I mean, I was in the store the other day and I could literally feel like a timeline shift go like this. And I was like, I had to hold on to something because I'm like, whew, I feel like I'm gonna fucking pass out like dizzy. I can feel energetic shifts in the collective, and I can feel when we're doing timeline shifts and stuff like that. I'm really sensitive to energy. And so even as I've been doing this reading, so it's been 25 minutes, we've already had three or four different shifts. I can feel it like in my head, my stomach, my sacral, like I can feel it all different places. So we're definitely, there's a lot of shifting going on today, especially. Oof, and I just got so dizzy. Intuitive nudges. A lot of you are having third eye chakra opening, and they're saying you're going to be seeing through illusions that you've been living in. So it's almost like some of you who keep trying to prove something to yourself, or you've been lying to yourself about stuff, you're going to start seeing the clarity. And it almost feels like you guys would be worried about that, like you're going to see something bad. But I actually get the opposite. It's almost like, say you love somebody, but you have all these fears to open your heart up to them. You're going to see the illusion of, it's not because of something that you think it is. It's because of a fear that's been blocking you from opening up to this person. It doesn't feel like a bad thing. It doesn't feel like I'm lying to myself about like people in my life that shouldn't stay. Some of you, it might be that, but that the majority is not what I'm getting. It's like you're scared this person's going to do something or hurt you or whatever. So you've been like lying to yourself to actually protect yourself and protect your heart from getting hurt. And you're going to see the illusions of what you've been blocking yourself with, so you can actually open your heart up and really be emotionally vulnerable and intimate with this person. Some of you definitely feel soulmate. It definitely feels soulmate-ish, romantically soulmate, not friendship. I don't get friendship. I get more so romantic soulmate. So if that's you, you'll probably feel that in your body as I'm saying that to you. Okay, so we got reach out. We know you're reaching out for help right now due to your current situation. Support is as much about the physical act of accepting help where offered as it is about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept support however it is presented to you. And a lot of you, that definitely the message that just popped into me again was, it's okay to ask for validation. It's okay to ask for support. It's okay to ask for help. It's also okay to reach out to people when you know they're struggling, to say, hey, do you need something? Like, are you okay? And I don't mean enabling people. I don't mean creating codependency. I mean, just say, not trying to fix them. Hey, do you need some support? Do you need to just listen? Do you need to just get out of your house and just go do something fucking fun, to get your mind off of shit? Do you need to just distract yourself for a little bit, Peacocks might be prevalent to some of you guys. You might be seeing this as a sign right now. I'm hearing divine masculine and feminine with the peacock for some reason, and there's some type of shift in romantic relationships with them. So if you're seeing peacocks, that message is definitely for you guys. I'm not fully sure what the message is, but whatever you intuitively feel when you see it, it definitely feels like it has something to do with a shifting of soulmate relationships in some way. Like you're going to see the beauty, like something's going to fully blossom with it soon. But then I just saw October, November. So, all right. We got gratitude. Life is one big continuous circle of giving and receiving energy. Be thankful for who and what is in your life instead of complaining about what you don't have. If you focus on gratitude, you'll start to attract prosperity and abundance. This is also really important, especially when you're releasing cycles and you're making changes within yourself, to say gratitude to spirit for guiding you and helping you with releasing these things, but also gratitude to yourself that you're actually coming to a place of acceptance. For some of you who are actually asking for support and are making changes in your life and not focusing so much on all the things you did wrong and all the things other people did wrong, but focusing on the things that you're doing right, focusing on the blessings of what you're learning. Because even in these difficult situations, you're learning things. Like I was going through a fucked up one last night. Oh, luckily I was on the phone with somebody. I was going through a really fucked up one, and thank God I had the support. And then like a few hours later, I was like damn, I feel like myself again. I'm like, God, I missed myself. And it made me realize how much I actually enjoy my normal energy. Like how much I didn't really appreciate myself until last night after going through this and feeling so not like myself. And this really difficult energy of shit coming up for me last night. Did I actually appreciate my core energy? Did I actually see the happiness and the person that I truly am? Just feeling not like myself helped me see myself, if that makes sense. And it was a really it was shitty as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. But at the end, it was really beautiful. And I was also grateful that I had an amazing person to support me and to help me as I was feeling this bullshit to actually be able to be vulnerable and talk about it. So, okay, we have serenity. The most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let the past issues and resentment interfere with your serenity today. So like I said, a lot of you guys are releasing things from the past, and that's why I told you earlier, don't hold on to the thoughts. Don't, whatever, allow them to flow out. We have support. People come into your life for many different reasons. Some you learn from and then they move on, while others return often because you need to learn more from those individuals. Others remain beside you throughout your entire life. And I just heard the word soulmates again. Some of you guys, it feels like your soulmate relationships, you're struggling with like abandonment wounds, or you're struggling with insecurities of them leaving in some way. What I'm hearing is a lot of the soulmates, it feels more so romantic than anything, are getting triggered to really release abandonment wounds, to really have a stable foundation in their relationship, to really get to a newer, deeper level of emotional connection and trust with each other, to really actually believe in the safety. Because when you're in a soulmate relationship or a connection, it could be a friendship that may or may not turn into a relationship, whatever. It's going to be different for everybody. But when you have that really strong emotional bond and connection with somebody, there is a centered of safety and home with that person. And usually it's romantic. If it's not romantic, it usually turns romantic at some point when it's supposed to be. Divine timing, of course. But there is a sense of safety and stability with that person where you know that even if you physically separated, that emotional, energetic connection with you have with them will never go away. It's never going to shift and change no matter what happens in your life. It's always going to continue to be there, and it's always going to be that strong bond. So a lot of you guys are learning how to actually feel safe with receiving the love from that connection. And a lot of you, I'm seeing like your inner child being afraid of actually accepting and receiving that love, because for the longest time, all you've had were people who disappointed you, who weren't supportive, who said they loved you but didn't love you the way you deserve to show up for you. And I'll tell you something I've learned over the last week that I feel like somebody needs to hear is, I personally, thought love was one thing because of the way I was raised. And you have people in your life that say, I love you and I care about you. And they do hurtful things. And some of them do them maliciously. And you can usually tell the difference between somebody who's doing something out of reaction versus somebody who's doing something malicious that they know is going to hurt you, right? And it's like sometimes you stay longer in relationships and situations with people because your parents or your guardians or somebody growing up didn't give you the love you deserved. And so to you, it's like you form this toxic, dysfunctional belief system that love is also pain. And love is not really fully accepting, supporting, showing up, all these things. It's like I'll give you like the healthy stuff, and then I'll give you the toxic stuff, and healthy, toxic. And it's almost like this up and down, this very imbalanced roller coaster, chaotic energy. And then so what happens is you get into relationships, whether romantic, friendships, probably both, where you think this is what love is like the good times are good, the good times might be great, but then the bad times are really bad. But then you almost minimize the really bad times because you try to hold on to the good times, because as a child, that's what you learned. Because as a child, it was really hard to deal with the bad times. You didn't really learn how to cope with it. And so as an adult, you do the same thing. And a lot of you guys are seeing these cycles and these patterns where you're looking at these situations and you're like, this isn't love. Like, love is this unconditional acceptance, this unconditional support, this I love you for who you are, not what you can do for me. I love you for your core. You know, obviously you can love some other stuff like their personality and how you feel around them and all that shit. But like, you love them for who they are. No matter what they do, you will love them. And that again is not unconditional acceptance, because if they become toxic or abusive or fucked up to you, no, you should not tolerate that. But it doesn't mean you can't still love them. So there's a lot of shifting and changing about even self-love and learning what love really is, and changing your perception. And I'm just hearing like releasing so much societal conditioning and societal norms. A lot of you guys, I'm hearing traumas too around like 10. You know, it's interesting, the shit they're saying, even like sexual traumas that you don't necessarily think are sexual traumas, or ways of seeing stuff that, wow, those, okay, we're doing all of these, Jesus Christ, wow. Like micro traumas that you don't realize are traumas that really fucked with your head, that you didn't even realize are coming out. And a lot of you, it does have to do with your sexuality or your sexual beliefs, or things with sexual expression, maybe, you know, kinks that you're into, or things that you're into that are related to trauma. See, I'm getting like 10 to 12 for a lot of people with that. So for those that it applies to, that's coming out for a lot of people. Okay. To finish up, we have solar plexus chakra. Confidence. I trust myself fully. I will not allow fear or doubt to hold me back from doing what I'm here to do. I have confidence, belief, and conviction in my abilities and goals. I welcome questioning by others, as it gives me a chance to clarify my truth, ideas, and philosophies. I trust in a higher power, and I'm open to new challenges. Third eye chakra, acknowledge spirit. I trust in a higher source and acknowledge my direct connection with it. Isn't that what that just said? I trust in a higher power. Okay, yeah. In the stillness, I listen for the wisdom inside, and I'm open to the spirituality that is within and all around me. I know that love is the creative force. I meditate and welcome mystical truths. I am open to seeking guidance in my spiritual quest from a spiritual teacher, master, or guru. And then we have crown chakra, spiritual awareness. When my mind sways negatively, I remind myself of love, truth, gratitude, and spirit. These all seem similar to the messages. I am the observer of my thoughts, and I do not let them bring me down. I remind myself to have gratitude and acceptance for what is, and to have the courage of my convictions. I continually pursue a clearer understanding of spiritual truths behind all that is and all that is unfolding. I ask myself, is what I am thinking the truth, and is it having a positive or negative impact on my life? When it is something that is uncomfortable, when it is something that is a fear, when it is something that is not an intuitive thought, that is something that just needs to come through, breathe it out and release. You do not need to process, understand, or any of it, okay? It will come up. If it's something you need to process, it will come up and you will know to process it. Oof, I just got like nauseous as I said that. We got 4 root chakras that literally came out together. So we have instinct. These are the next 4 are all root chakra. I trust that my instincts are correct, and I let my natural intuitive feelings guide me forward. I will know what I need to do and how to respond with wisdom to situations that come my way. I have an innate desire to be of service in life. As I tap into this feeling, I will know what service I am being called to. I believe in myself. Independence, I know what my needs are, and I actively pursue them, knowing that I will be guided and provided for when I put in the effort. I open myself to all possibilities, which I told you guys before, and participate in fully in life. I use my imagination and my vision to initiate what I wish for, and I pursue. I am not waiting to be rescued. I am not a victim. I am strong. Some of you guys also have inner child wounds where you were wanting to be rescued by a parent or somebody outside of you. And so a lot of you guys are working through that and coming to that safety within yourself, where you're not needing to depend on other people to feel safe. And it's okay to do that, but like you're working on that core. Responsibility, I plant myself on solid ground by consistently taking responsibility and having personal accountability for all that I do. I allow others to depend on me being responsible. My actions speak louder than my words. That is so important for you guys to hear. My actions speak louder than my words. Words are words until they are proven through actions. Anybody can say anything. It is easy for me to tell you anything. It is easy for you to tell me anything. It is a different story when you show up. So when somebody is, I don't know who needs to hear this, when somebody keeps telling you, some of you feel like you're going to get triggered, or you're going to have somebody come back in, like somebody from the past come back in. A word is a word until it's an action. Somebody can tell you whatever the fuck you want to hear until they consistently show up for you and you feel safety and stability in that. You don't need to trust it. It is okay to not trust until they prove their trust to you. I rise above excesses and overindulgences as I forgive myself for my past indiscretions. I know I could not have acted in a more evolved way than I was able to at the time. So that's really just forgiving yourself for past mistakes and just learning to learn the lesson and do things differently. And the last one, building a strong foundation. I love this. I create stability and security by adequately providing myself with basic needs of healthy life, such as shelter, food, water, and clothing. I use my creativity to build a strong foundation, as this is an essential key to my survival and growth. My inner and outer stability I have, the more inner and outer stability I have, the more grounded and fulfilling my life will become. I respect myself and take care of myself physically, my physical body, by nurturing and nourishing it. My body tells me what I need. Listen to what your body says, and self-care, and do all that. I love these messages, and I love how I've been saying that we are working on the foundation, and the last card that comes out is about building a strong foundation. So I hope that these messages help you guys. I hope you guys all have an awesome day. If you do want to book a private reading with me, you can just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. If you want to purchase my Earth Angel Oracle deck, you can just send me a message, or it is in the link in the bio on Square. Either way, it works for me, or you can come into the store. So hope you guys all have an awesome day, and I'm wishing you so much love and light.